Welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Lisa and today I'm doing 10 tips of how to kill your internship. And kill as in like the good way, like how to be good. I don't know. I don't know. how to do great at your internship. That's what it's called. And if my outfit and makeup and hair look familiar, it's because I just filmed my new YouTuber tag. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my last video right now. I will wait for you to come back. I'm waiting. That's enough time. Okay, so I just wrote down 10 tips that I've been gathering in my head throughout my internship experience here in DC, and I thought that it would be great to share it with you guys because what good is knowledge if you don't share it with someone? Alright, so disclaimer, these are just my own tips that I came up with on my own from my own experience. So if you have your own tips or feel like these are not that great, feel free to comment down below your own tips so we can learn from each other, okay? But don't come from me, okay? All right, here they are. Okay, number one I have is to be flexible. What I mean by that is in your internship, you may get assigned different projects to do and stuff, but sometimes things may come up and you have to just be flexible and be able to put one project to the side and do the one that's the higher priority given to you at the last minute. So your supervisors don't never really want to hear you say, I'm too busy or I can't or stuff like that. You have to be able to balance multiple things at one time and be able to adjust and go with the flow. Just keep going with the swing of things. So yeah, be flexible, very important. Number two, very important as well, is to meet all deadlines. There's nothing worse than somebody who's always turning in stuff late, who never comes to the meetings on time, who's not prepared. You want to have your stuff together. And if for whatever reason you need extra time, just simply ask for it. Say, hey, so-and-so, I've really been working on this project, but I need more time in order to more effectively or more efficiently get this stuff done for you. Can I extend it to insert date that you have? But always have a good reason why you need an extension and be able to explain yourself. Don't just not turn it in at all. Have something prepared for them. Number three, have a positive attitude. Nobody wants to be around that intern who's always sad and who's always in a bad mood and pessimistic and stuff. And I know with internships, you can get really busy, but you get stressed out, but always try to keep a good level mind. Sometimes, a work day may be going really hard and you need a 15-minute break. Go ahead and ask for one, go take one, take a walk, clear your mind, get a beverage, get some water. Do what you have to do so that you're maintaining good attitude at most times of the day. Also, along with having a positive attitude, stay positive about your work that you're being assigned to do. I know sometimes interns get stuck with the grunt work, like making copies and making folders and stuff like that, secretary work. But don't think about it just like that. Just be willing and ready to do whatever is asked of you and have a good mindset and a good attitude about it. Because then they'll be like, oh, so-and-so is always has a smile on her face and is always eager to help me and is always ready to do whatever I ask her, and no matter how boring it may be, let me go ahead and see what other projects she can handle, more harder projects. So yeah, keep a good attitude. Number four I have is to take initiative. If you know that there's something that needs to get done and people have forgotten about it or whatever, go ahead and ask and bring it up. Hey, are we still doing this? What do we need to do this? How do we get from point A to point B? Be that person that's taking that step forward and saying that, oh, I haven't forgotten about my assignment or I haven't forgotten about this project. How can I help? How can I make things easier for you and you being the boss? Okay, number five, similar to initiative, but I have be willing to help provide support, but still be able to get your work done. This is so important because a lot of times there is stuff that like your teammates need help with, or your boss may need an extra hand for something, and you'll get called on to like provide support, and you have to just go with the flow and just go and do that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you still have your own assignments you have to get done. So again, it's all about balance between yes, I can help, and maybe I can't help for the whole time, but I can come for 30 minutes and help, or I can do this beforehand or do this afterwards. But always being able to be a team player, because even though it's like kind of a competition between you and the other interns, y'all still need to work together to make sure that the whole office, the whole project runs smoothly. Because if not, y'all all gonna take the blame for it, and nobody wants that, right? You don't want to be the intern that's doing really well, but doesn't help their colleagues in their cohort. That's not really a good look either. Places like these internships, they love teamwork and collaboration, so you definitely want to be a team player at all times. Number 6, provide potential solutions to problems that arise. So things are very, unpredictable, and you just never know what can happen, right? But if you're on an assignment or on a project or whatever have you, and something happens, don't just go to your boss and be like, oh, like, I have a problem and that's it, and I can't do anything about it. That's not what you're there for. You're there to provide solutions. You're there to provide answers. Even if you don't really know what the answer could be, like, pitch them some ideas that you have. Say, okay, I can't do it in this way that you're asking me to do, but instead, here's what I can do. So like, provide 2 to 3 solutions and alternatives to the task that you have at hand when issues arise. And always have a backup plan as well, especially with like technology and video and AV systems. Those things are always so unpredictable. You never know if it's going to work or not. So always have something in the back, in another plan, just in case things don't go as planned. I hope I'm making sense with this. Number 7, also very important, network. This is so important. Okay, obviously you're at your internship, and I'm assuming it's somewhere that you would like to, have a career in later on down in the line. So if you're spending like a summer or a semester at a company that you could potentially see yourself with, why not go ahead and create those bonds and those relationships with people who can help you get into a position later on, right? So shake all hands, introduce yourself, have your elevator pitches prepared, and talk about, your name, where you're from, your school, what your interests are, what you want to learn. You're excited to be here, looking forward to meeting you and learning more about you, and boom, you're in the door, right? So you never want to just like be walking around with your head down. Always have your head up, because you never know who's in the building and who's walking around. You never really know who you're meeting until afterwards, right? So it's very, very, very important to network, shake hands, ask for business cards, follow up. Mainly, it's really important, follow up with people. Don't just like exchange information or whatever and like say it's nice to meet them and you want to get to know them, but don't actually email them or call them afterwards, because they're going to forget who you are, I promise you. But they won't forget if you take that initiative, as I said earlier, to reach back out and really show interest in learning from them and getting to know them and their story. So network. And also, like I said earlier, these are people who may even hire you after your internship is done. So when you leave, you want to be able to say, oh, I met so-and-so and so-and-so, but not even just meeting her, I actually sat with her a few times and we talked about this, and now she's going to mentor me, or now she's going to help me like get into the right steps where I need to take. So it's all about just networking. It's all about networking. So that was very important. Number 8, I have is be humble. There are times where you're going to do really, really great at your internship, and they're going to praise you. They're going to say, how well you're doing. They're so proud of you. They're so glad you're on the team. But don't take that time to just like boast and, big up yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say thank you. You're glad for the opportunity, and you're ready to learn more and keep learning more. You never, because you could do great today and like mess up completely tomorrow, but you don't want it to happen. So just stay humble. I don't really have much to say about that. It's really self-explanatory. Stay humble, stay ready to learn, stay hungry. And yeah, don't big up yourself too much. Number 9, ask questions for clarification. So I put this down because sometimes, depending on our boss's leadership style, they may not give you that much information in the beginning. So what you have to do is take initiative again and clarify what they're asking you to do. If you have a project, just say, hey, so-and-so, I'm not really clear on what you're asking me to do. Can we sit down and talk through exactly what I know that you're looking for? That way I can present to you my assignment in the way that you want. You never want to bring them an assignment and it's completely different from what they were asking for in the beginning, because now you've wasted your time and you wasted their time, and now your boss is unhappy or whatever. So always be clear on what expectations are, and if you don't know, just ask. There's nothing wrong with asking. Okay, it looks worse if you just sit there and make something up and it's completely way in left field, So always ask, always be clear on what expectations are. And lastly, I have take advantage of opportunities the company provides you. And what I mean by that is sometimes there may be after hours networking events, or maybe company weekend activities that are optional, or they may allow you to go sit in on certain sessions or go to different workshops. Take full advantage of whatever they are offering you, because number one, you may not even know when you get a chance to do this again, right? It's like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for whatever internship or company you're working at for whatever time frame, the summer, semester, a year, or whatever have you. Number 2, any event is a chance to network, and it shows that not only are you invested in your internship and doing a really good job, but you're invested in learning more about the company and learning how you could potentially be a part of the company in a full-time position later on. And it's also giving you a chance to just meet new people who could also help you get to where you want to go, right? So definitely, if they say, oh, this is optional, in your head, it should be mandatory for you. You should make it a point to go. And even when it's just a fun social activity, definitely go to those as well, because you get to see a different side of your coworkers and your bosses. Everyone is just relaxing and chilling at that moment. You can talk about stuff completely unrelated to your job, and that way your boss can see a different side of you, a different layer of you. Now, I'm not saying go out here and be out here wilding out and whatever on the weekends with your boss, but just chill, let them see you as a person, not just as you as someone who works with them in the office Monday through Friday. I hope that kind of makes sense. That way they can see the whole you. I hope that makes sense. I know. So those are my 10 tips that I have of how to kill your internship, how to do great at it, how to make connections, whatever have you. As always, if you have any extra comments, any extra tips that that I could use as well as my internship wraps up, or anybody else could use, definitely comment down below. And let's talk about how we can continue to be better. So definitely subscribe, share, comment, etc. Catch up on my previous videos, and I hope that this has helped you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.